material Under Armour thing that I'm sure you can have like little nano electrodes that like when you run a current through it, it makes the material act a certain way.
Okay, come on, show me back live. Okay, it says 2 of 2 active,
Gotcha.
but it's not showing that I'm actually live.
It would be cool detail for them to tackle in like the lore.
Hmm. I
Right.
think it's talked about in some obscure Star Wars lore book
Mm.
thingy. Um, because I feel like maybe it was Rebels or something like we saw. Because I remember like a scene in Rebels where some
There
of
we go.
the Mandalorians like you heard a suction and then like a sealing noise whenever they would like go
Like
into.
Vader's helmet in Return of the Jedi. The vacuum seal.
Yes, the vacuum seal. Hmm.
Alright, I'm back
Great.
live again.
Everything is properly recorded.
Yeah, and so turns out when I was doing my whole video sharing thing over last weekend,
Hmm.
I changed the window from Discord to the OBS stream share that I had been doing. That's why Discord wasn't catching.
Gotcha. Okay, so now you can do your
Yeah,
intro.
now everybody can hear my beautiful, lovely, deep voice. Olaram Jate Tordabat Sukhoi Garnervore. I am Kadale Kabor, your host for this first tenant of March 2026, joined by our lovely little battle dwarf Solikan Adatika, the Untamed Mando. Let's get into this. Tenant 3. Oh, let's get actually Tenant 3 back on the screen. There we go. A Mandalorian must never be the one to initiate violence. A Mandalorian must never be the aggressor in a given situation. They must retain their self-control and mastery of their actions at all times. Violence includes acts of physical violence, rape, theft, direct violence, etc. This means a Mandalorian should not only react with violence against violence first perpetrated by another. Why did I say this means... I don't know why I said that. Hold on. Let me redo that line. This means a Mandalorian should only react with violence against violence first perpetrated by another. This said, a Mandalorian must restrain themselves to use only the amount of force necessary to end the threat, and must not allow an innocent to be harmed by his or her actions if at all possible. Insults and verbal assaults, other than direct threats, will not be considered cause for violence. Likewise, a Mandalorian must refrain from making threats or jests about violence upon those who have committed no act, or made direct threats of violence. A Mandalorian must stand ready and prepared for war, but does not seek it out. This is the way, Ibik Rooney.
Ubiquity?
So this is season 5, episode 5-ish. 5 years later, we might get the rest of season 4 posted. We'll find out.
Probably. Eventually. One of these days. One of these days. So yeah, I had a thought. So let me try and pull up my thoughts regarding the tenant.
Wait, why is my camera
Um
no? Oh, that's
the
fine.
camera is on. It's working.
No, apparently in OBS I was trying to turn off the tenant, turn my stream share back on, and apparently I moved the tenant by accident and not turned the camera on. Technical difficulties, gotta love them.
Um. So the way the tenant defines violence. So it's physical violence, like like things that are physical. It's not
Correct.
anything verbal. Um, because I know a lot of people in this day and age have coined the term hate speech. And that's a thing that needs, I think, this tenant is trying to come against or be against. Like just because someone says your XYZ thing, like a fat ass.
If someone says your mama is a snowblower, that does not mean you pew them.
Right. But I know a lot of people. So here's the other point with that. If someone is verbal, like in the United
There it
States,
is.
you can actually be arrested for verbal assault.
Hey, Solicon.
What?
Your mama was a snowblower.
I knew I had that as a soundboard somewhere.
Anyway,
Sorry.
I know back and even further back, like an example of like if somebody was like if you insulted somebody's honor, you could literally have a duel. So like part of me wonders like how I feel like this tenant's almost a pacifist tenant. Like it's not, but it's close. I don't know. What are your thoughts besides playing around with your freaking soundboard?
Escalation of force. Rules of engagement kind of stuff. If someone is giving direct threats of violence, you're not going to go in as the total destruction option. You're going to go in, try to de-escalate the situation. You're not going to go in and on the other side of that coin, the mutually assured destruction, you're not going to go in at that same level. You're going to try to back it down from that. Does that mean Mandalorians are pacifists? No, we are not pacifists.
We're not, what was her face?
Duchess Satine?
Yeah, we aren't Duchess Satine.
We are not the pacifistic Clone Wars era Mandalorians. Now, are there some that, yeah, I mean, you can be a pacifist and be a Mandalorian at the same time.
I don't agree with that. I don't think you can. I think that the Clone Wars era Mandalorians, like, I wouldn't consider them Mandalorians because, like, everything involving Mandalorian culture, like, we are warrior culture. We defend those who can't defend themselves. We also fight people. We've also gone too far in like Star Wars history and like initiated lots of total destruction of species.
Right, but that's bygone eras that those ways have changed.
But if we don't have something to fight against, what are we?
Fighting ourselves.
Right. But like we're still fighting against something. Pacifism is you do not do anything. Like you literally like if somebody could literally pull out a pew pew on you or a Trey Shore and you just stand there.
Okay.
Let them.
I was using it in the wrong context. I'm not meaning a total ban against violence. Because, like you said, we do need to defend all around us to the last drop of blood. That's actually next month's tenant.
Right.
And we can't do that if we are complete pacifist way.
Right.
We just can't. That's not the pacifist way. Pacifists do not take up arms to defend or attack.
Weird.
These are
Why do you have to make it weird?
Lizard.
Why?
Because neither of us were talking, so I just stuck my tongue out.
So, I guess, like, I understand the idea and behind this tenet. Because of the Mandalorian culture within Star Wars EU canon, like, Mandalorians have gone too far. And we need some sort of safeguard to prevent us from literally eradicating a species from a planet. You know?
Right. Or ourselves.
That's a little much. Sorry?
Or ourselves.
Or ourselves, yes, because that also happens pretty often. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, small little Mandalorian history lesson. Back in the day, in Star Wars EU history, Mandalorians nearly wiped out species, as in plural species, from existence in the Star Wars universe because we could. So, like...
Checks and balances, people.
I feel like some people are do also try and romanticize. I think they do it to real life cultures as well. I feel like Vikings and some of these other warrior cultures are romanticized, like Spartans, basically things that our culture was based off of. It's not. We need to don't romanticize bad decisions made in history. It's part of learning and growing and evolving as a culture and species and so on and so forth. Like, mistakes happen. You do dumb things. Don't excuse the dumb things. But you learn from the dumb things, and you understand the reasons why dumb things happen. Now,
and you learn from them.
Yes. Now, within that period of time, the Mandalorians were also influenced by the up-and-coming, slowly rising, Sith Empire that was working in the shadows at the time. I know this because, I did a lot of research on a lot of stuff, just BT Thumbs, not an expert, but I recently have done a lot of research.
Hey, Solicon, you're having a bit of a technical error. Your sigil is not on your, It's on the, okay, never mind. It's on the recording, but it's not on your, Discord.
Yeah, Discord, I'm using a different camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it, okay.
Camera. If you'll notice, my arm, it's going to one camera, it's not going to another camera.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to stop. I was like, wait a minute. No background.
Right.
Wait, background there. Oh, okay, it's on, okay, never mind. As I was. My bad. Let's get the train back on track. Ooh, actually, I forgot to do something!
Oh.
We forgot to do our D20 roll. Nat 20!
Very nice.
We get to stay on total topic today.
Exactly. Because, this is a very important thing that we need to understand the reason behind it. And, I can't read the Allore's mind, but I can understand that they probably looked at the history, the Star Wars EU canon history of Mandalorians and like, oh, we either go with total warmonger or pacifist.
Let's find the middle ground here.
Yes. I will say, I think we're, because I like to punch people in the face when they...
There's an old saying. I'll post it later for you. But there is a difference. If you say you're a pacifist or you're peaceful, but you can't defend yourself, you're a sheep. That's all you are, right? But if you have the capacity for great violence and you choose peace, that is the difference.
Yes.
A warrior is a farmer, not a farmer is a warrior.
We're kind of supposed to straddle that line, is what I'm trying to say. I think is a good way to say it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would
we are capable of bad things, but we choose to be as peaceful as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather be a warrior in a time of peace than a pacifist in a time of war.
I also if somebody insulted me, I also want to punch him in the face. But that's also very selfish.
No, you set them on fire.
Look. That happened one time, and that was a friend, not a foe.
Yeah, imagine what you do to your foes. If you do that to your friends, what are you gonna do to your foes?
It was an accident, people. It was an accident.
Just because you say it doesn't make it so.
No, like, it was an accident. I was helping her in the garden, and she wanted to burn things, and it just got out of hand.
It's like, oh, okay.
Look,
Don't give the Mandalorian a flamethrower. It's easy as simple as that.
public service announcement. If someone's like, yes, I want to burn things to help my garden grow, and you hand a flamethrower to a Mandalorian,
Hi, puppy dog.
and then you're like, let's do gasoline to help make it go faster. Don't do it. It's a trap. You'll be blamed forever and always for doing for something that.
You know, I've burned a lot of brush in my time. Never once have I set anything unintentionally on fire. It's always been the brush. And no, I don't mean the hairbrush, because obviously I don't need that.
I mean, that's why you don't have hair, because you probably set yourself on fire one time. Too many.
No, I still have my eyebrows.
Those grow back. They do grow back. but yes, don't set your friends on fire. It's a bad idea, and it wasn't really even my fault, and it wasn't my idea. But circumstances be what they may. I'm not a great example of pacifism. Let's just get that out of the way. Like, that's the other. Like, also, people need to remember, as far as like Mandalorian, like within Star Wars universe as well. Like, people came from all sorts of backgrounds. Like,
Right.
you could be adopted into the Mandalorian culture.
The Mandalorians are not a species. We are a creed.
Which also, the thing that I think that the TV show, I mean, it kind of corrected itself, but it tried to make some sort of, like, some Mandalorians in the TV show, like, yes, he doesn't have a drop of Mandalorian blood. It's like, that was never, what? That was never a thing that should have even been an argument anywhere.
Okay, that has been more of a thing since the House of Mouse version of Star Wars. You don't see the Klatooinians or the Rhodians or the Iridonians, the Star Wars species. You only see human Mandalorians.
Right.
Which I really wish they would add in some of those other species, because Mandalorian isn't a single race. We are a blend of all.
It's a culture.
Essentially, it is the America of Star Wars. It is the melting pot. Everybody's welcome, and
Yeah.
excuse me.
Dude, some Kaleesh warriors and some Trandoshan Mandalorians would just be unstoppable.
Ooh, bar bells.
But yeah, so that whole idea behind the TV series that was created by the House of Mouse, like, it has its points, and it's a great show to watch up to a certain point. I don't really care for
Right, and I get the reasoning behind the live action, because it's easier just to have no CGI character than it is for CGI to... It costs money.
Practical effects. They used to do that back in the day for Star Trek all the time. Lots of practical effects.
Yeah, let's not have the Kirk and... I've never really watched Star Trek that much, but that alien species he battled, that lizard guy. Lizard.
Our version would be Trandoshans. We don't
Yeah.
have enough of those in Star Wars. Like,
Yeah, that's another good warrior species, but they're more...
well, so their idea of their religion is very interesting. If you go into the history of, like, Trandoshans and, like, the Scorekeeper and all of that stuff, if you play SWTOR, you see a lot of that. Like, there's a Trandoshan dedicated side character that you learn a lot about the culture if you play SWTOR.
I'm trying to think. There was a book too that I remember, the Scorekeeper. being mentioned. Was it one of the Tales of the Underworld, or was it maybe one of the Bounty Hunter Guild books?
I would imagine more Bounty Hunter Guild, because most Trandoshans, like Mandalorians, tend to become bounty hunters. And like, if you look in, granted, I am not in any way, shape, form, or fashion an expert on Trandoshan religious texts and religious
Oh,
culture,
neither am I.
but
I just remember that
if you
one.
if you compare the in universe, so also public service announcement for like me personally, I consider the EU more canon than the House of Mouse. So if I say it's canon, or say something in Star Wars canon, I'm referring to EU almost like 90% of the time. I
Right.
differentiate if I mean House of Mouse canon. But when you go into like Star Wars canon, cultures, species, and religions, like the ones that are constantly compared to is the Trandoshans, the Kaleesh warriors, sometimes the Talls, and Mandalorians.
And for those who don't know, the Kaleesh, that's General Grievous's species.
Yes, and they are really awesome and cool, and people should look into them. But Mandalorians are kind of grouped into those warrior races because of uh,
Our tendencies.
Yeah, like our tendencies in the past, and that's like that. Understanding those reasonings, you can appreciate Tenet 3 a lot more when you view them through that lens of, in the past we have,
We've made our
done some
mistakes.
we've done
Let's
some
learn
not
from
very
them.
nice things. Yes. But I will say, like, the other part of that, like, if you also look into Mandalorian culture, personalities, all spectrums of personalities are also within Mandalorian culture. There's a reason why there's a lot of civil wars. Like,
Right.
lots of, like, skirmishes, clan skirmishes, like, people don't agree on a lot of things, even though they, like, were all Mandalorians. And this is reflected in real life as well, if you know all of the different Mandalorian groups out there. Like, most of us don't agree with each other, which I think is dumb, but,
Yeah.
it's kind of like life reflecting art, or art reflecting life. Like, I forget the proper uh, saying.
Art imitating life.
Thank you. Thank you.
I had to think for a second. Puppy.
Puppy pants. But, like, that's, like, because I know that there are some people, like, when looking at the tenants, it's like, well, we're supposed to be raw warrior culture, Vikings, Spartans, blah blah
Right.
blah, Celts. They also had a code. If you, like, I don't know, like, all of the specifics about some of the codes for some of those warrior cultures. But if you look into them, they have a code. They didn't just go out willy nilly. Like the Vikings, for instance, when they would raid other villages and stuff, it's usually because they were gonna starve to death otherwise. Like, they needed food and supplies because they lived in a very inhospitable place that you couldn't do a lot of farming. That's one of the things I really like about the TV series Vikings. On It was Nat Geo, or I forget what company did it, but that's one of the things they did really well, I believe, was portraying the Vikings in that fashion of, they didn't just go out and kill things.
Right.
They're like, oh, we're gonna starve to death. We should go, raid somebody else's kitchen first before our kitchen runs out of food.
It's like, hey, I'm next door to Solocon. I wonder what kind of food she's got.
Exactly.
All I have is ramen. Maybe she has them sushi rolls. Alright. Intermission time. And we're back from intermission. I literally thought you were going to be gone for longer than that. Huh?
Check your DMs. Silicon.
Ew. Yes. Yes. So was sent, good soldier is not violent, good fighter is not angry. Which I need to work on my temper, okay? Okay? I have a temper.
There's a really big difference of me circa the early 2000s versus the me of now.
Mm-hmm.
My temper got the better of me quite a bit in my late teens, early 20s.
Therapy.
No, actually, not even therapy.
I got therapy to help deal with my anger issues.
The military kind of helped me with mine.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least mask it better.
Well, it probably gave you better outlets to release that.
The range.
Well, that too. I think so. Like a lot of people with a lot of different.
Take care,
backgrounds-
Dirge. You have a good day. You have a good day, sir. Be safe.
A lot of people need you need to understand your background, your triggers, and what things trigger you. Because a lot of people don't realize they have these underlying like
Right.
things. It's like that will like, oh, I get mad at XYZ because XYZ thing happened to me. But if you don't actually ever take a minute to meditate and look within yourself, that's another thing. Small tangent, but not quite like off topic. This is still like within. Meditation is not just one religious ideological thing. All of the different religions use meditation in some way, shape, form, fashion, or another. They just call it something different.
Right.
Everyone should practice mindfulness. Everyone should practice being quiet, quieting your mind, quieting your soul, and taking a look in to help deal with some of these things. I think too often, especially in our culture, it's like this idea of like spiritualness, but it takes away from mindfulness. It's just like I'm a
Right.
individual, but they don't actually practice the things that it would require to be a mindful person, to be a spiritual person. And for those of us like following Tenet 3, like if you know you have a hair trigger for violence, do things like mindfulness to help you to be able to not get so offended when someone insults you, like insults and verbal assaults. That doesn't count. You can't punch somebody in the face and initiate violence because someone said your mom's ugly. I'm sorry, I know. Your mom, like, you wanted to say your mom's honor.
Just because your mom's the size of the Death Star doesn't mean you need to go rampaging.
Exactly.
You just remind the other person their mom had a dinosaur for a pet.
Yeah, and so, like, find ways to help if you have a predisposition, which most people who are drawn to warrior cultures, like Mandalorians, like Vikings, Spartans, insert warrior culture here, tend to have those personality traits of you tend to be more apt to do something volatile and violent. Practice some mindfulness, bro.
Be one with yourself.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be one of those where you lock yourself in a dark room, light some incense, and say, Umobo Wi-Fi Sal. Like, you don't have to do that. And for those of you who got that reference, y'all are awesome. Did you never watch Jackie Chan? Exactly. You don't have to do that. But it's really cool if you do. Don't chant things that you don't know what they actually mean, whatever language. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't summon Beelzebub by accident when you're trying to get good luck on a RNG drop in a game.
Right? Just don't. Like, if you're like, yes, I like meditations from XYZ religious thing. Make sure if you're reading out of a prayer book or a meditation book, like, I don't know what that word means. Let me
Look it
it
up.
before I say it.
It's the difference between rolling a nat 20 and a natural 1.
Exactly.
You roll that natural 1, somehow you're upside down doing a handstand instead of meditating.
Exactly. And I will also say, for those of you who are of the more, I guess, competitiveness, I'll word it this way. Restraint is more difficult than aggression.
Mm.
You are a better person, better warrior, when you understand the difference between restraint and pacifism.
Curb your passion.
Yes. And words do not equate violence. Let's get that out of the way. Just because someone says something mean to you, that is not violence. Words are not violence. We need to bring back the whole idea of sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Or like,
Not physically hurt you. They will mentally hurt you all day long.
Right.
But words are not going to break your bones.
Exactly. Like, there are like, we deal with physical violence with physical armor. Have some sort of mental armor or spiritual armor to help you when someone is verbally, I guess, attacking you.
Sorry, I just had one of those TikTok human glazing videos pop up in my mind. Tentacles don't go there.
Basically.
Have up a psychic shield. Not because you're getting mentally probed.
That's where that mindfulness comes in. And
Yes.
You should do that. That's how you build those mental defenses. Like,
But if you're thinking about fluffy kittens and unicorns, you're not going to be thinking about the nastier side of life.
That too. That too. Oh my god.
Kitty.
But yeah, I think with the tenant, like, not initiating violence, my knee-jerk reaction is, you can't tell me what to do. Exactly. That's immature. Understanding the reason behind the tenant.
No below the belt punches, please.
For anyone, BT dubs, anyone. Those hurt. Those hurt us too, by the way. They hurt. There's like this whole misconception, like, that doesn't hurt women. It does! It does. Make sure you understand how to defend yourself, ladies.
What? Solicon, I know this is a little off topic, but look at the Twitch cameras. You're sitting so much higher than me.
I am the tall one, but for those of you, I'm wearing a shirt, so for those of you who can't read or...
Okay, you're a homunculus.
I'm actually quite tall for a hobbit, BT dubs. That's what the shirt says, because I am quite tall for a hobbit. I am.
I feel like I need to be sitting in a high chair with the way my camera's looking.
Move your camera then, dum-dum.
But it's not a flattering angle.
Lose weight, dum-dum.
I'm trying. It's hard to lose weight. It really is.
It is! I need to also, as well, so...
I will admit this, though. I have not gained weight. I'm right on that plateau of... Oh, okay. You're at least maintaining.
Yes. And then...
I'm not on that...
Yes.
But I'm not on that either.
One of the other tenets later on in the,
Yeah.
out of 12 tenets is keep, like, mindfulness and physical health. So your mental health, physical health, spiritual health, all of that. Which, like, if you are practicing mindfulness. Verbal attacks don't do damage, to use Pokemon terms, because, recently Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green came out on the Switch, and, Pokemon is on everyone's brain.
Not on mine. I've been playing Power World.
That's Pokemon!
And then Once Human, which is even further from Pokemon.
But it has elements now.
Yeah, now. Because they did a crossover with Power World.
But yeah, so if you're practicing mindfulness, if you're practicing self-restraint, self-defense, that's another thing, with and not initiating violence does not mean that you are not prepared for violence. It's
right.
So in the tenant. Be prepared. Don't initiate, but be prepared. You want to know how to be prepared? Self-defense classes.
Tenants 1 and 2.
Tenants 1 and 2, being armed and armored.
Stay strapped or get clapped.
Basically, don't want to get clapped because that hurts.
Thankfully, I've never gotten clapped, so.
I don't know if I believe that or not. Life probably has. Life does that to all of us.
No, I mean the stay strapped or get clapped part. That's.
Yeah. And anyway, for those of you who that went over your head, that's fine. So yes,
I got a feeling most of our audience will get that one.
Probably. And just as the Lion King song even says, be prepared. Because that keeps going on in my head now. Because.
Okay, I know we rolled a nat 20, but you bringing that up. Have you seen the video on TikTok where it's a group of guys and one of them actually speaks the native language of that region?
Oh, there's a lion. Oh, look, a lion. Yep.
It's a lion! Oh my god! It's a lion!
That's basically what
oh my god.
Lion King, by the way. Well,
Hey, it's a Huron. Welcome, good sir.
Oh, okay.
Now we can hear you.
We can now. So we're talking about Tenet 3.
It's podcast time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because, Tenet 3.
Yeah, well, decent amount of time. We're still glad you're here.
Yeah.
I need to go to the store.
You're roboting a little bit.
I think that's because he's messing around with something.
I'm out in the woods. I don't have good service.
Does a bear shit in the woods?
Shit's in my goddamn yard.
I was about to say, yeah, if I go outside.
That's another thing. When you're out in the woods, be prepared.
Yeah, because you got the wildlife to contend with, too.
Yep. Also,
You better be quiet over there. No barky.
still sticking with Tenet 3. If you see wildlife in the woods,
Leave it alone.
initiate. Go away. Go the opposite direction. You see a bear, and hopefully it doesn't see you, but most time if you see it, it already saw you. Do not try and be aggressive towards the animal. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Now, if it's a deer or a fuzzy little rabbit and you're hungry, hey, we ain't stopping you. Dinner's dinner.
Don't initiate if it's a violent animal or a wild animal. Most animals are not technically violent. That's a
Yeah,
miscategorization.
black bears usually aren't
Oh,
violent.
excuse me.
I think the proper term is aggressive.
They're only aggressive when it's a mother bear and her cubs, which unfortunately is what's around here, because it's the same one I've been seeing, and I accidentally hit one of those cubs while driving.
Whoops.
Let me rephrase that. It ran into the front corner of my car, and then it went under a tire, and then it ran away. So
At least it's still alive. Or was.
Yeah, last I know, they're still alive. So
Mama Bear might hold a grudge. You maimed a kid.
Probably.
yeah, I know that's what I haven't figured. Every time I go in the woods, like fuck, I gotta watch my back for that bear.
It's like, all right, let's gonna stay strapped. Otherwise, I'm gonna get clapped by this bear.
Exactly. Because bears do hold grudges. Don't let anyone lie to you. They hold grudges because they remember sins. And if
Mhm.
that's percent, good luck. The odds
Oh yeah, that's that Haran fucker. It's like, oh good, he's not in his car. Like, I'm just gonna grab this real quick.
Exactly. Well,
Come here, Haran.
do you have anything you want to add, Haran, as far as the tenant is concerned? Because I think we've started to beat a dead horse now.
Yeah.
What have you guys all gone over so far? What's it?
Escalation, even a little bit of pacifism.
Yeah, what's the difference between pacifism and restraint?
Restraint, pass. I think what the hell you say the first one?
Pacifism.
The pacifism one. That one I feel like that one's more of a lifetime practice, and restraint is just something you do so you don't make further. What you call it? Further,
Hey, it's a guitar and a Dardroll. Oh, and a Marlboros.
Oh, all of them.
Oh no.
So,
Brock.
We're still just talking about Tenant 3.
Yeah.
Nice to
so
see
let me
you.
go get my helmet.
Nice to see you too.
Okay, so tenant 3.
Yep.
Yep.
Tenant 3. It is do not or
The non-initiation of violence.
Yeah, don't initiate violence. You can defend yourself, but not initiating the violence. And words don't count. If someone insults your mother, that doesn't count. You shouldn't punch them in the face just because they insulted your mother.
It's a valid response, but it's not one we endorse.
See, that's one of those restraint.
Yes, that is where restraint comes in.
Restraint.
Yes, restraint is good.
That's when people lose their restraint. What are you talking about?
Yes. And also, what's the difference between pacifism and restraint?
Yeah.
That's another thing we're discussing.
We want to wear my helmet.
Because, like, you know, in the Clone Wars, the Mandalorians under Duchess Satine were pacifists. Which is stupid. I don't... No.
But especially their kind of pacifism, because the pacifism is also like there is more than one meaning how it should look. If pacifism is understand like not initiate violence, it's okay. But if Satine was this awful saying, if you commit, if you start fighting, you are already lost. So it's like if you defend yourself, you lost because you are not just standing and being a punch bag.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. That's not what Tenant 3 is endorsing, by the way. Like, you're defend yourself, yes, but don't just be a punching bag.
Yeah. I think there are lines like, okay, just one words, one offense is especially not enough. Words are not actions, but sometimes, like when which is like consistent harassment who puts somebody in mental danger, especially, it's you should talk to that person. at least harshly. Like the response should be measured by the action. So
Right.
if you face harsh words, your response is harsh words too.
Mm-hmm.
Your mama is a snowblower.
Your father was a hamster.
And your grandfather smelt of elderberries.
And your mother was a whale. But yes, so one of the things that we did bring up earlier, or I brought up, was so one of the tenets is be armored, so physically. But also, we need to make sure that we are practicing mindfulness to have mental armor. That way, when someone does say something that would normally trigger you to violence, you have those mental capabilities of saying, "Wait a second, I don't need to punch you in the face because you called my mother a whale." What? Why are you being so weird? What? Like, I want my helmet or my what's the
Boy, Shay.
thank you, thank you. I want one too. Wait.
Nice to see you all.
Yeah. So sadly, yeah, we had plans for this weekend also, so
We cannot join for long.
No, your father is just happy we're able to see y'all at all. Thank you for joining.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think we're starting to wind down anyway.
Yep.
I think we're just repeating ourselves now.
Say what?
So conspiracy corner?
Sorry, what?
No, I don't have any. I don't have one.
Also, I had two cameras. I'm like,
I don't have one. I don't know if Solicon does. Or Haran, if you got one.
are you talking about Comic-Con?
No, Conspiracy Corner.
Oh, Conspiracy Corner.
No, actually, I need to look at the calendar. Hold on. So we got
What are some conspiracies that are left?
Good. So it actually coincides. We will not have a podcast on the weekend I'm at a Comic-Con. Cool.
yes.
I get to meet Emily Swallow in 2 weeks.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we met her here in Prague 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna be up in Memphis the end of March.
She's so nice.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna see if I can get her to sign.
Oh,
Yeah, she would be happy. Like, she's a very nice person.
yeah, but also we met Morgan Elsbeth.
Okay.
Diana Linosata.
No, okay, so the only Star Wars related person that's gonna be at the one I'm going to is gonna be Emily Swallow. But Ron Perlman is gonna be there.
Oh,
no. That's awesome.
This year we also met the Leaf Crowder.
Crowder.
Yeah.
Lee.
And
Yeah.
he was a stand double for the Mandalorian.
Okay.
But also he's famous from from the
Martial arts movies.
Okay, so here's a fun tidbit for you. The one of the stunt actors or the bodysuit doubles for Pedro is the grandson of John Wayne.
Yeah, we know we met with you also.
Okay.
2 years ago.
Yeah, we already met him. He is.
Met him.
I didn't know if y'all. I found that out in the last month or two, I think.
Look, this is my
Spoils of War.
yes, this yeah, and the pedal hat.
Nice. Yacha.
Also,
Yacha.
Yeah.
also the
Slava
Manalita
Slava.
And it's from the.
Stalker game.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone of you played that.
I have not.
It's the YouTube game. It's a cool one, but a little bit dark, I think.
Yeah. Basically,
But
there's the plot is that there's the second explosion in Chernobyl that creates a weird zone full of well, anomalies and mutants.
And it's somewhat connected to the aliens in the...
No, it's connected to the aliens in the novel that inspired the game.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, that's actually kind of related to the conspiracy corner that I thought of.
Okay.
So,
All right. Hold on.
conspiracy corner that I have,
Mm.
it's been a while, is so the reason why we keep sending all of the countries of the earth keep sending people to like Arctica or Antarctica, the North Pole, is underneath the ice there is an ancient spaceship from an alien race that crash landed on Earth and is now stuck underneath the polar ice caps. And all of the people of Earth keep going there to do research on the alien technology. And that is how we keep getting all of our breakthroughs in technology, is because we keep unlocking the
Reverse technology, yeah.
Question, North Pole or South Pole?
North, Arctic Circle, not Antarctica.
Yeah, Arctic Circle, North Pole.
Yeah, but North Pole melts during the summer.
Not all the way, not the whole thing.
Well,
Most of it.
the alien spaceship in the North Pole and the Lost Atlantis in the South Pole, so still validate.
Oh yeah, that's how we
sorry.
get all of our new technology, is reverse engineering of this alien spaceship.
I mean, sounds about right.
Okay.
Mm.
Where's my Gundam?
We have the ancient cities of the old ones
Yeah,
from the Lovecraft stories.
Mm-hmm.
but actually, yeah. And if you want to know which novel inspired Stalker game, it's by Strugatsky brothers, and a novel is called Roadside Picnic.
I feel like I've heard of this book. I haven't read it, but I feel like I've heard of it.
It's short novel. It's like, I don't know, 50 pages long, something like
Well,
that.
I can get through that in like an hour, a couple hours.
Yeah,
That's like 10 minutes.
maybe not 10 minutes, but like 2 hours.
50 pages? That's nothing.
It's nothing, but
Right.
like I also like I can read really, really fast, but I have to stop myself because if I read really, really fast, like half the time I'm like, what did I just read?
Oh, you're one of those like me where you have to reread the sentence like 20 times, and then you're jumping to the back of the page, the top of the page, the middle of the page.
Sometimes it depends on the material. If I'm really locked in, like I'll retain it, but sometimes I will
Right.
just, like speed read and skip through, and I'm just like, wait a second, what did I just read?
Yeah, and don't worry about noises. It's not the wood is cut, but the bread.
So yeah, that's all I had. All I had for today.
Well, we're at 50 minutes, going on an hour. Let's wrap this up and do our farewells. Thank you everyone who joined in the live streaming side of this, which I don't think it was too much. I don't know if Solicon, I don't know if you had anybody on your side. I don't think I had anybody on mine, except for you. I mean, we have a lot of views on the restream side, so we appreciate every single one of you who dropped by after the fact of the 5-year wait for new episodes. We most definitely appreciate everyone who drops by during the recording, the Peanut Gallery. We appreciate and love every one of you. I have been your host, Kadali Kabor. We look forward to seeing you guys next week, because this week was supposed to be an off week. So we will be live again next Sunday.
Because last week was the time.
Marlboro, I just can't take you seriously like that. I'm sorry.
We can't take him seriously.
I don't know if that's just him putting the helmet across the screen like this and oops. And going like this, or if he's actually like this.
He's actually peeking.
Okay, I couldn't tell. I was like, either because the face was just perfectly 90 degrees. So I didn't know if he was just holding the helmet and just shaking it. That's what it looked like. I mean, it was just that perfect.
Yes.
Seriously.
Or just holding the helmet. Oh. And see, if you guys hadn't joined, I wouldn't have had that laugh. Thank you, Marros. Thank you very much for that. I needed that.
Please.
Oh. Well, if you would like to learn more about the Keepers of the Way, we have QR codes all over the place. We have link trees in every profile. If you want to learn more, follow those. They'll take you to all of our social medias. Yeah. I'm allergic to bullshit, and it is deep in here right now.
Okay.
Oh. So yeah. Till next time, Vode. Ibik Runi.